Captain's Log Supplemental. We all know how much Lieutenant Wheeler loves karaoke night. Unfortunately for her, the whole crew is keenly aware that Dorlands are hard of hearing, and it can lead to some very exciting games of lyrical whisper down the lane. Last night, she was singing Livin' on a Prayer by classical musician Bon Jovi. The karaoke box has been on the fritz lately and cut out on her, but she, God bless her, strove to continue serenading the crew. It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not, are not the lyrics as written, but they are the lyrics Lieutenant Wheeler improvised. Dorlands are also a very puritanical bunch. She was mortified when Ensign Mears corrected her.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, for fuck's sake. Welcome to Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford. I am joined very rudely by interrupting people who are named Rob, Chris, and Mariah.
Hi there.
Hello.
Oh there.
Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We're rewatching all of Star Trek. We're almost done with the first stint of Discovery, believe it or not. This is the penultimate episode of season 2.
I love that word, penultimate.
Penultimate is a good word.
So specific.
If you like what you hear, or if you don't, fuck it. Give us a rate, give us a review, give us 5 stars. We are 5-star people. I am still looking for some 5-star review toaster oven recipes, so I can, I can really get my mileage out of this toaster oven. I'm not going to stop asking for them until I at least get one. So even if John's just annoyed and he just goes and does it, that's fine. Otherwise, hey, what's up, everybody?
Dicks and airplanes.
Can I complain about work real quick?
Absolutely.
This is like the appropriate place to do so. Like, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so I work in IT, right? Everyone is obsessed with AI right now. Like it's real bad. I heard I'm being sent to an AI conference next month.
Oh my god!
Yeah, in New York City.
Oh my god! Do you think
New York City?
Get the rope. Do you think the the speeches are all going to be written by AI and stuff? Ew. Do you think they're going to have like a Chat GPT like model give a speech? That would be fucking amazingly stupid.
Oh yeah, and then
that would be tacky as shit.
You know the AIs that like replace like. They create images of people. There's like an AI actor now apparently trying to find work in Hollywood. It is not going well for them.
No, really?
Yeah, it turns out, people who work in a finely tuned craft their entire lives don't like it when you make a computer program that tries to replace them.
I wonder if he's in the union.
She. Sexist pig.
It's just she. Yeah. But anyway, my favorite commercial I think I have heard in months, not because it is a product that I would want to buy, but just because it really shows the state of the world that we're in. So a lot of companies are starting to realize that like generative AI is never really going to be a thing. So these companies
Stop trying to make generative AI a thing.
These companies are now retooling their entire production line to create agentic AI, or AI agents, if you will. Unfortunately, they're about as useful as you would expect. They make a lot of errors, and in some industries, they have led to some very expensive problems, especially in the financial sector. So, I heard an advertisement on the way home this afternoon while listening to some podcasts.
Like this one right here.
Yeah. You can now buy an AI that will help you monitor your AI agents.
I can't even.
Is that like the cops when they investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing?
So not only will it help you monitor them, if they make a boo-boo, you can hit the rewind button.
What does that mean?
What does that? Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know, because let me tell you, when you make a mistake on a live service application, there's no going back. Not normally anyway. Not if you work in an industry where what you do actually matters.
Yep.
All
Hey,
right.
so speaking of how AI sucks, did y'all read about OpenAI now being for profit?
Yeah.
I thought okay, so being for profit, I know that they supposedly weren't going to be that, but that also implies that they're going to make some profit, which they definitely are not. They are losing money hand over fist. They are losing money on a scale that has never been seen before.
No, it's okay.
Fair.
It's totally going to
However,
survive.
the whole issue with that was that they got allowances for scraping data because they were not for profit before,
Uh-huh.
and lo and behold, they've announced they're now for profit.
We knew this
So
was
do
going to
you-
happen as soon as they weren't actually
absolutely.
open. As soon as they because they were, what is that fucker's name? Anyways, that is it
Sam
Sam
something.
Altman
Yeah.
Freed
Like that.
or whatever. But like he was like this real he is so fucking funny because he is this guy who like had this grand vision for what he wanted and how the future was going to use AI and it was going to be this open world, open source, amazing thing until someone was like, I'll pay you some money. And he's like, wait, I can make money. And then like on a fucking dime turned around and was like, fuck you, fuck open source, fuck everything, and pay me billions of dollars.
Uh-huh.
I think there were air horns going off in the back when he said it too.
Mhm. Burr, 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 burr. Open for business.
Oh my god.
That's so fucking
What a
fun.
world. What a world we live in.
You know, it's just so funny because AI is so much worse than like
It's-
anybody made it out to be when this big AI boom happened. Like, it's so bad and getting worse.
So like it's comically bad. Like one of our web developers is like having an existential crisis because their manager, I don't know why, but told them that at some point programmers are really just going to be prompt
Oh my
engineers where they just talk to the AI and it spits out code.
Yes, we're all
And-
vibe coders. That's right.
Right. Well, and like what I'm trying to like get the people on my team, especially the newcomers, to understand is that like AI is a tool just like anything else. Can you use it for good? Absolutely. Is there a right way to use it? Also, absolutely. Can it replace a programmer? Hell no. Like I always laugh when I'm on Reddit and I read these messages from vibe coders that are just like sick of it. They're like, I don't understand what the point is learning, like taking all these prompt engineering courses if at the end of the day I have to hire a web developer to fix my code anyway. And it's like, of course you do.
No shit,
Because when-
asshole.
Yeah, like when you put in code and be like, write this in Python. Python is a library-based programming language. What it's going to do is scrape the internet to try and find like examples of code that does the same kind of thing that you're looking for and spit it back out. So like one of our doctors did something similar, handed over the code. This Python script referenced 53 different libraries. And it only needed 3 of them.
That's amazing.
It's like AI are just fancy search engines.
I mean, yeah,
They're
that is a
really good
solid
at that,
use.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, unless they just decide to make things up because they can't find you an answer.
Okay, well, don't ask it a question you don't know the answer to. I don't understand.
Like, here's an example, right? One of our team members was trying to they're just learning SQL, and they were trying to write a function that would capture the last 4 digits in a string. So they searched and they were using Bing because we're a Microsoft facility and Edge is the default browser. And Copilot told them very helpfully that they can use a write function. Write is a function that you can use in Excel. It doesn't exist in SQL.
No, you can't use
You
write
have to
in
use a
SQL.
substring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's stuff like that where it's like it made it up because it didn't know. It didn't know what to tell them.
Yeah. Even like the fucking like Google AI is full of shit half the time. Like,
Oh, yeah, Bing
It's like
is no
gives you, like-
worse than Google at this point.
Yeah,
Like, they're the same
Mhm.
thing, yeah.
yeah.
No, and like don't get me wrong, there are AIs that are specifically designed to help write code that can probably do a halfway decent job.
Yeah, but you have to know enough coding to work with them in order to make that happen.
Right.
You can't like not know anything about code and expect to be able to code at a professional level using an AI.
Write me a program.
So anyway, AI. Control is the most accurate representation of the terrors of AI I've ever seen in my entire life. Yay, Star Trek.
No, it's not. No, because instead of taking over Starfleet, they would just like make Leland have huge tits.
Oh my god. Give him huge tits, like launch a TikTok creator account and just rake in billions
and just
of
rake
dollars.
in billions of latinums, yeah.
Gold oppressed platinum.
Man, this conversation has gone south so quick.
Oh man, this
Just
conversation
like AI.
Just like it.
So on that note, Such Sweet Sorrow is the name of the episode this week. It is the second to last episode of the season. So the next episode is also called Such Sweet Sorrow, but it's part 2. We open with somebody meditating on a beach. Turns out it is Sarek. Spock's hot mom brings him a smoky bowl. That makes it sound like he's about to fucking get blitzed, but that's not what happens.
Yeah, small trivia note here.
Jesus, already? When there's some trivia you can't miss is a fun fact with Chris.
There's usually one like right off the bat. You should be prepared for it at this point. But this opening scene was shot on Woodbine Beach in Toronto. That's it.
That's the trivia? Okay.
That's the trivia.
You know what's kind of funny? And like I feel like they might have done this on purpose. Toronto's like towards the east coast of Canada. I've noticed that a lot of the beach shots in this show always have the ocean on the left side, and it does have the weird effect of making me think that we're like somewhere on the west coast. And I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not.
Sure.
It's just something I've noticed.
Is Toronto on the coast of the ocean, or is it?
No.
Yeah, it's a Great Lake. I think so.
Yeah.
I think actually it's funny you say that, Rob, because I'm pretty sure it is on the eastern coast of a Great Lake. I'm
pretty sure that's correct.
I think that was the setting sun you were looking at, but I could be wrong.
Sorry, that's what I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's close enough to two of them. I don't know which one this was. It is actually on the western coast of Lake Ontario. So that would be the rising sun if it's in Ontario, if it's in Toronto proper.
Huh.
I thought it was closer to Lake Erie, but it is actually on Lake Ontario. Interesting.
See,
well, that was
the trivia was late.
Right,
we had a whole conversation about it.
Yeah, that was fine. Yeah, I rescind my judgment. Anyways, we're getting some kind of like student horror film nonsense shots with Sarek and like envisioning Michael having issues. It's because they got a linked Katra or whatever anyways, the fucking Spock's hot mom is like, what is it? And he's like, it's Michael. And then we go back to we cut to the
gasp.
The Discovery.
Gasp.
The Enterprise shows up to abandon Discovery successfully. We get this like kind of Burnham log entry about everyone abandoning the ship. There's like they're gonna dock the two ships, and for some reason that has to be done manually. There's no like automated system to do this, so what's her face, the pilot has to be like, I'm reversing the ship now, and using that backup camera or whatever the fuck this ship has. But then eventually they get lined up and then they shoot out these long like skyway looking motherfuckers that like connect the two ships, and they flicker on some shields that I guess everyone trusts to keep the skyways pressurized, but I certainly fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, they also use magic nanofibers because they like fucking unfold from nothing.
Yeah.
They also move too fast. I didn't like this animation.
They're also long as shit. Like they're really
so
long. Like they're got to be 100 yards long. These things are huge.
It's a whole football field.
When your whole gimmick is, hey, let's put a huge disc on the front of our spacecraft, like you're going to take up a lot of real estate.
And I guess like that's the part I don't understand. Why didn't why didn't they die? Like, why didn't they go disc to disc? Like, why do they have to like go hull to hull there?
Yeah, I mean, touch the tips. Jeez.
Yeah. It would be so much more efficient.
I knew that's what was happening. You said it, and I could hear Chris revving up over there.
Also, Disco Shuttle Bay is on the back side of the ship, right? So like, Enterprise could have just snuck up on a doggy style and kind of like.
So Enterprise is also on their shuttle bay is also on the back, right? So they could have been ass to ass pooping shuttles back and forth.
Oh man, somebody's made porn of this somewhere. I just know it.
Or they're gonna now.
Like, better yet, why don't you just flip one upside down and dock so that like the discs are flat against each other? Because then you have a ton of like possible connections you can maintain.
All jokes aside, that is a good point. Why don't they do that? Because they can manipulate gravity, so they could just make the tunnel twist gravitationally and call it a day. I mean, it would make more sense that way.
Do you want to know why, Stanford? They explain it really well at the end of this episode when spoiler alert, Section 31 ships show up and surround the Enterprise, like quote unquote,
two-dimensionally. I have a whole note about that.
And all of space, it only operates on a flat plane in Star Trek.
Space has an up and down.
Yeah. That's the problem.
So anyways, Dr. Sexy is looking longingly at the sickbay he's leaving. Everyone's shutting stuff down. Stamets is shutting down engineering. Burnham's trying to figure some shit out with the crystal. So she decides to touch the crystal, and then like she has some flashes of the future. We'll get back to that later.
We get the preview of the next episode.
Yeah, but we also get that preview. We get the preview of the next episode, but we also get a small teaser for what's going to happen in a few scenes, too.
Sure.
Okay, this is going to be a spoiler alert for my interpretation of the score for this episode, but this entire episode was a preview for the next episode.
You should see the blank stare in his eyes.
This episode has taken the life from Rob.
It really has.
AI
in this episode has taken the life from Rob.
Saru is cradling the knife that his sister left him, like a loved child, as him, Burnham, and Pike go onto the Enterprise. On the Enterprise's bridge, apparently Admiral Warcrimes is here. I didn't realize she was there.
Yeah, whole fam's here.
I'm annoyed at this episode because Giorgio honestly made me laugh a couple times, and I'm like, man, fuck that. And one of them was right here where she goes, "Orange, really?" Which is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, she had a couple good lines in this one.
We get some shots of the various Enterprise bridge crew. We got some humans, we got some aliens, we have Lucifer.
Wait, what?
Did you miss the devil guy? That's like
in the background. In the background, yeah.
There's like 2 close-ups of him on this fucking episode where it's just like a red-faced guy with horns. I'm like, oh shit, there's a devil.
Yeah.
So their plan is to get everyone off of Discovery, then they're gonna automatically blow it up. Okay, great. Like everyone knows that's not going to work because like the AI on the sphere data has control of the ship and has done so many complex things to prevent them from doing stuff that I feel like the auto-destruct thing was not a big leap of logic, right?
Shut up.
So anyways, it doesn't work, and apparently everyone's shocked. Then Burnham starts tripping with some future sense stuff because then she thinks to the future and Nano Leland is going to come and shoot everyone. And we get this like dramatic scene where everyone's dying viciously and
just fucking straight murders everybody.
Everyone gets like a second or two of a death sequence except for a Woshikun who gets like
everybody's like watching them shoot everybody on the bridge like one by one.
Yeah, and then a Woshikun gets like a solid 5-second shot of her sliding down a console dead. It was very weirdly obsessed with her death. Leland grabs Michael by the fucking skull and lifts her up, which sounds uncomfortable if I'm honest. But turns out that was just a vision of the future, but then that was also a nested vision of a future. Because Burnham, we saw them shoot the torpedoes, but then when we come back out of the vision, Burnham's like, don't shoot the torpedoes. So we time crystalceptioned this sequence, and it was really badly shot. Like, it was stupid.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this time crystal, according to Tyler's kid, was specifically tuned to Pike. So why is it working for Burnham now?
Because shut up, that's why.
I don't. So what's interesting about that is that she and Reno saw the same thing. So it may still be tuned to Pike. They're just seeing it because this is Pike's future, right? I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
on there when everybody got shot.
I don't know.
I don't like this.
It's yeah. Well, look, Rob, if you're gonna hold them by their own rules that they made up, then you're in for a bad ride for the rest of this show.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. So anyways, so they make the logical leap that Discovery has to instead go into the entire ass future at the end. Opening credits. Which is obviously that's what happens to happen.
Yeah, late intro cut there.
Yeah, I had a lot of bullets. I think I had more bullets in the cold open than in any other act. In Act 1, we're saying that we could build the suit. We could build a new suit, but for some reason, it can only be built such that so what's happening is that the suit's engineering schematics have a built-in main character detector switch so that only Michael can be the one who uses it. Like, because they're building this thing from scratch, but only Michael can use it for some reason.
Right, because it was specifically tuned to the genetics of her mom, but her whatever the fuck is close enough to her mom,
Right.
Chris,
so she can use it.
Chris, it's the mitochondrial DNA.
It's the powerhouse.
It's just a powerhouse of the fucking time suit.
It's passed on through your maternal line.
So anyways, while Burnham is explaining how girl power will save the day, Spock is the only one who puts together anything about how, like, oh, well, obviously Michael's the one who sent the signals then.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we detected her fucking brain scan and also, like, I don't know, use, like, an ounce of fucking time travel logic. They apparently can't synthesize the alloy for this ship, but they can melt some parts of their own ship, or for the suit, they can melt some parts of their own ship down to make the alloy. So I guess I don't know what the word synthesize means.
I personally don't want to leave my engineering up to the good enough standard. That seems like a bad idea.
There's a lot of technobabble hand waving around in this episode.
There was a fair amount. We're in a meeting now with some exposition, which is very rare for this show. So, they're trying to figure. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just make an alloy that's good enough out of our shuttle bay or whatever. And then they're like, well, one of the problem is powering the time crystal. It's not like we exactly have a supernova. And then Giorgio, and again, I'm annoyed because this episode did make me laugh a couple times with Giorgio, because Giorgio's like, well, why don't we just blow up a sun? Like, we can do that.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, it'll kill a bunch of people. And she's like, okay, and you're saving the fucking universe. And then so someone's like,
I thought there was no stupid idea.
no, and she's like, I thought there were no bad ideas. And they're like, no, there is a bad idea, and it's that one. Even Jet Reno's like, no, that was a bad idea. It was fucking funny. Anyways, this meeting adjourns to a red alert from the bridge because there is a signal. And so their plan is that Discovery will jump over to the signal using the spore drive in order to figure out what's going on over there, while the Enterprise flies after them as fast as it can, because Nano Leland's space fleet will be here soon. And the Enterprise is gonna get the fucking tactical flyers and shuttles and shit ready for war, because we're gonna be fighting against Nano Leland's entire little fleet. They get to a new planet. I'm gonna admit, this planet looks kind of cool. Like, I liked the visual effect.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Apparently this planet is basically like half dilithium, which means it's gonna get fucked during the burn.
Yeah, it is.
Tilly is the best because it turns out she knows somebody on the planet. And everyone's like, who do you know? It's the Queen.
Yeah. Trivia note here.
If this trivia note is about this Queen, save it for the deep dive.
I don't want
Anyways, awkward Stamets and Dr. Sexy conversation happens where I guess Stamets is like, they're going to go live on a space station for a little while. I don't know. The use of space station here was kind of weird. Dr. Sexy's like...
I just want to note, since you didn't let me do my trivia, I was like so confused when I saw this queen lady, and like everybody acted like they knew her. And plus there was like at the very beginning of the preview for this episode, it showed like a clip of her. I'm like,
yeah,
did I miss an episode?
I have the answer to that in today's deep dive.
And then I found out when I looked into this for the trivia. So
yeah. That's funny because my next note is I have no memory of this person, but she seems fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was it a short trek?
It was, yes.
At the deep dive. Jesus. Anyways, this queen shows up and Tilly's just got ice cream for her, and everyone's like they're like, oh, your royal highness delighted thing, and then Tilly's like, yo, what's up? And she's like, hey, Tilly, and they like hug, and everyone's all fun. It's actually a pretty funny little scene.
Yeah, she does make a joke about outlawing snarkiness.
Snark, yes, which funny.
Which was funny, but also in the current climate felt a little wrong.
Oh, fair. This was written way back when, before that happened.
Yeah.
So,
uh-huh.
Apparently Giorgio doesn't like ice cream. So, like, what the fuck with this person? How try hard do you have to be to not like ice cream?
Ice cream probably is like honey.
Anyways, the queen explained. The queen is also like an engineering genius, and she explains because, of course, she explains that that they'll be able to soup the time crystal. They'll be able to power the time crystal up using some kind of dark matter thingy from her planet. But because they are charging it really fast in a kind of a weird way, the time crystal is going to be unstable. So it will allow Michael to jump to the future, but then she will have to stay there. And everyone's like, oh no, Michael has to stay in the future. No.
I want to know, did you skip over the part where Stamets and Culber have like an awkward talk about how they're leaving?
I did say awkward. Yeah, because I said where Stamets is going on a space station and.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was too distracted by your rejecting of my trivia. Sorry.
My dismissing of your trivia. You getting stabbed in the heart over there. Yeah. So no one seems terribly upset that Michael's leaving. Act 2, Ash is terribly upset that Michael is leaving forever.
So real quick note here, since you. During the meeting where Poe is talking to everybody about all the energy and stuff required, she mentions that it would require a Planck level of energy, that's PLANCK, to create the power of a supernova. One Planck energy unit is around 543 kilowatt hours, or around the amount of energy used to operate an air conditioner for a month.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't see an air conditioner every day, that's a lot of power. Like...
Yeah,
it's definitely supernova level.
Well, I assume when she says a Planck, what did she say? She said a Planck scale? What did she say?
No. Require a Planck level of energy.
Yeah, so she said Planck level. I don't think that means a Planck unit. I think that means like operating at like the quantum connection level, which is theoretically like a lot of power, right? I don't know. She was E equals MC square and some shit, you know? Okay, let's see. Where are we here? So, Michael says that there's no technology where she's going, so therefore the sphere data will be safe. That still doesn't make any sense because you're actively changing the timeline right now, so won't that not be the true anymore once you get there?
Yeah. I mean, also, her mom is there, and like her suit's busted, but it's still tech.
Yeah. Okay, so next, Chris is going to get mad at the emotions here because Burnham has a goodbye speech.
No. Burnham doesn't have a goodbye speech. She has like 5 goodbye scenes in this goddamn episode.
Oh, this is like the end of Return of the King.
Which, outside of like her parent scene where it actually matters, it doesn't matter the people she's saying goodbye to in any of these scenes.
No, because they all decide to stay.
Anyway, continue.
So the queen is using some kind of weird coral computer energy machine thingy, and is talking with Tilly about stuff. Her sideway eyelids are very distracting. I don't know how anyone can keep a conversation with this woman. Then we get a dumb conversation between Burnham and Georgiou. And then Burnham is greeted in her quarters by Sarek and Spock's hot mom.
Yeah, so Georgiou was... Basically, my note was Georgiou whines about the plan to Michael and tells her to stop being the main character.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I don't know why. So, like, they're talking about, because Michael's like, this is the only way, and yada, 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 because we can't. Why don't they just, like, put a bomb on Disco?
So, yeah, also...
Because the sphere data would stop it.
How did Sarek and Amanda get there?
They were on that shuttle. There was a cut of them getting there on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that cut.
Yeah, that was the whole reason that they had that thing at the beginning of the episode.
Well, I understand that, but like I would just more so speaking like actually, how did they get there? By what mode of transportation?
Yeah, they took a shuttle and the power of a commercial break to get there.
And liquid Katra.
Liquid Katra, yeah. They traveled by Katra. Yeah, so I don't know why they don't just like, I don't know, set a torpedo off next to the computer. Like, it doesn't seem that hard. Like, they don't need any computer systems to do that. But whatever. Sarek explains it's the secret wish of every parent to for their kids to fix the mistakes that they made. I'm good. Liam doesn't need to fix any of my mistakes. I got it. Like, I'm okay. I don't have that secret wish.
Yeah, I mean...
Then we get some more emotion, so buckle up, Chris.
Maybe more so just like helping them avoid mistakes, not so much fixing. That's probably...
This was the most boomer statement I've ever heard come out of Star Trek.
By the way, I don't mind emotion, but like it's a fucking lot in this show. All right, it's a lot.
Okay. Chris likes his emotions tapered.
Just, not in every fucking scene.
My favorite thing. Okay, all right. So listen.
Oh,
I don't mind the emotion. I don't mind the emotion. The thing I do mind is that Michael always seems confused about everything. It's just weird. It's a weird interpretation. She's got a lot
going on, man, because she's the main character. Like,
yes.
The problem is that there's like so many of those scenes that they don't ever carry any weight. You can't make every scene full of emotion, or else it just doesn't matter.
My next note is, okay, Chris, another emotional scene between Burnham and Tilly. Buckle up. I don't know why. So Michael is watching like videos of her mom teaching her how to use the time suit, and I don't know why her mom is doing this. Like,
right.
Why did her mom feel the need to leave a log entry of like a how-to manual on the time suit that she wants no one to use?
Well, in the log, she says, "Hey, don't do this, but I'm going to show you how to anyway."
What the fuck?
Is that like that sea shanty where they tell you how to steal an F-16?
What?
Wait, what?
Have you not heard that?
No.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys got to look it up. It's great. Like it's a legitimate instructions on how to steal an F-16, and I'm pretty sure it's AI generated, but it's fucking hilarious.
Was this posted on a War Thunder forum?
That does probably. That does sound War Thundery. Anyways, let's see. I didn't quite catch the transition from like Michael's going by herself and the ship is autopiloting after her to, okay, we're all going with you. I don't know why that decision was made, but apparently all of the main cast is going with Michael, except for Pike. He's not. Yeah.
You didn't miss anything. That was it.
Oh, okay, cool. Ash says, yeah, I ain't sacrificing myself. Fuck that shit. And then Ash explains that the solution to bad cops is good cops working from the inside.
Yeah.
My next note is, fuck this shit. I assume it's about Ash again. We got 10 minutes left until Nana Leland's ship shows up. So we got plenty of time for some speeches. Unlike Chris's complaints about Michael, like there's a fair number of like tearful goodbyes, but these people are actually leaving like their family, so it's okay.
So many goodbyes.
It's a lot of goodbyes.
Everything's a goodbye scene. Just so many goodbyes.
Apparently Saru wasn't already the captain, although I guess was he acting? I don't know. It's a whole thing, but Pike's like, thanks everybody. And then he, so Act 4 opens with the Enterprise whooshing in, which was kind of cool. Although there was no margin for error on that warp in. They warped in like 3 inches off the Discovery's fucking hull there, which is like, Jesus Christ, people.
They're just showing off.
We get a quick rundown of everybody's name on the bridge because we forgot. The show is going to pretend that Spock is staying with them, which of all of the characters was kind of silly because we know Spock doesn't stay. Like, he has to be there for the original series. Cheek Plants is going to the future. We have 7 minutes left, but still plenty of time for speeches. For some reason, I don't know who made this decision, but like, they're like seeing Pike off the bridge and it's like a formal-ish affair and they're like thanking him and stuff. But they all go to this weird parade rest stance instead of like an attention stance. And I don't know why. Like, I guess Starfleet doesn't have attention. I don't know.
Well, not only that, I've just realized Starfleet doesn't have a salute.
No, I guess not, which is fine, I guess. But like, it's the parade rest part that's weird because like, it doesn't look, I don't know. They don't look like they're like, the idea of what they're trying to do here is like, we're going to stand formally in order to express our respect and disappointment that he's leaving, et cetera, et cetera. But like, it just looks like you're just kind of standing there because that's what parade rest is, I don't know. Troubleshooting energy speed problem.
It's the one where the time crystal's caged while it's charging, and they got to figure out how to charge it faster.
Yeah, Jet Reno, Stamets, and Tilly, I believe, are like, hey, we gotta
Jet Reno.
We gotta charge this bitch faster. And Jet Reno's like, we could just fucking they throw some shit around. It doesn't, and then Jet Reno's like, all right, fine, I'll look into the horrifying future visions and charge it faster. Y'all leave the room. And I feel like Reno's future visions are just going to be like calm and awesome. It's just like Reno's like, yeah, she's just being Reno the whole time.
Also, what is she doing in that situation? Like actively? Like
she turned off the containment field so that they can get energy to the crystal faster.
No, she didn't turn off the energy field.
But like,
she released the sphincter.
Did she like, but like, couldn't she just like do that and like leave the room? Since apparently leaving the room makes it so you're not affected.
Yeah. It's like when the X-ray techs run for their lives when they're about to fucking zap you. Yeah, no, she has to stay there. It's fine. I assume she'll come for some heroic rescue later. I don't remember how the last episode plays out. Let's see. Giorgio is running the transporter for Pike and Ash. I don't know why Giorgio's in charge of the transporter right now. It's kind of weird. But Giorgio's like, by the way, I'm Terran from the Mirror Universe. And Pike says, what Mirror Universe? And gives her a wink that like made me feel funny in my bathing suit areas. I don't know. All right, the Leland fleet arrives to some very dramatic music. They are surrounded in all of 2 dimensions, which I also noticed that like they could just go up or down. It's fine. And then that is like with the dramatic musical sting, that is to be continued because we're going to pick up right there next week as the shooting starts or whatever. Guess I should like get my fucking thing up. All right, so on a scale from 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, how do we feel? Rob, you want to go first?
Oh man,
you went first last time, Chris.
Oh my god, I feel like I want to give it a 1, but instead I'm giving it the lowest 2 I've ever given an episode.
Ooh.
Like nothing happened in this episode.
No. It was terrible. Like I said, this was just a preview for next week's episode. That's all this was. And like the roller coaster of all of the fake stakes and then being like, just kidding, the whole crew's coming with you, Burnham. Like, and they didn't even let it sit for a while. They didn't even like play it into the story. They're just like, oh, just kidding. We're all going to go with you and you can't tell us no. Like, why not just have them get stuck on disco? And that's why they go into the future. Why did they have to do all of this?
No, thank you. That is an existential crisis I wouldn't be able to handle.
So, like,
God.
This season is 14 episodes, and they just straight up wasted one of them.
Yeah.
It gets a 2 because it's not like actively bad enough to deserve a 1. It's just nothing happened.
I was so frustrated watching this episode.
Like, nothing happened. We started
Yeah.
in the same place we ended for the episode.
This is like when they cut Tom Bombadil out of the Fellowship of the Ring because
So
they
are you
knew that,
saying
like,
this is
it
the
didn't
the
actually like do anything. Like it didn't do anything to progress the story.
This is the
Like,
Tom
I get it.
Bombadil episode? Is that what we're going to call
Yeah,
it?
this is the Tom Bombadil episode of Disco. That is what this is.
Stanford.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
Jesus
I
Christ.
thought it was pretty fun.
How?
I had a good time. I don't know.
How?
I don't disagree about the false stakes with Burnham, but unlike your kind of a weird two-handed complaint there, I appreciated that they kept those false stakes very brief because it made more sense that than we did the real stakes of them leaving their families and stuff.
There was
The shit with her and her family was getting me. Like Giorgio was fucking funny. The effects were good. I don't know. I was having a good day. I was having a good day. I don't know.
nothing happened. There's no pacing. It's just nothing happened.
You motherfuckers liked Carbon Creek a lot. Don't tell me about shit happening or whatever. Like it doesn't
Carbon
matter.
Creek is peak Star Trek.
Mhm.
All right. I'm not going to go that far, but like at least something happened.
Stuff happened here. They were abandoning at our disco, and then by the end, they couldn't do that. So something unhappened.
Yeah, this entire episode
Exactly.
was the unhappening of what just happened in this episode. That was this entire episode.
It was like an exposition dump, but there was no exposition dumped.
No, and if
Nothing
there was,
happened.
they would have taken it all back anyway.
Yeah. Like, two butts pooping into one another forever.
Feel
Like
good.
this is just leading up to the worst mechanic in storytelling, which is time travel.
Well, to be fair, them just going into the future or whatever is a fine use of time travel because it's not even really using time travel that way anymore because it's basically just like exile, right? Like it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
Of all the ways to use time travel, using it to get away from your world into a new world is a fine use of it. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. Anyways, 3 out of 5. Could have been better. IMDb gave it a 3, so I don't feel good about that.
You shouldn't.
All right. And when we come back, we will be back with a bit of a deep dive. Welcome back. So for today's deep dive, we're going to talk about Mehani Ika Hali Kapo, who is also known as Poe. Rob is not entirely incorrect to characterize the inspiration for her and her planet as like Polynesian. I don't think that's a bad thing. Like it's fine. I'm tired of everything being fucking white people, so like I don't know, it's fine. The actor, actually, I don't know if the actor is Polynesian or not. Guevara is her maiden name, so she might.
She was
be,
really great.
She was really great. Anyways, so like the two of you, I was a little confused when this bitch showed up, and I had never seen her before, but everyone was acting like we knew her, and I always skip the recaps, but when I skip the recaps, there's a couple seconds of like footage that comes through, and she was on there, and I'm like, wow, I don't remember her at all, but like,
I got that same confusing moment.
I don't,
Like,
I don't pay a lot of attention to stuff, so it's perfectly possible that this entire character went by me without me knowing.
I literally backed out of the episode and like looked to make sure I clicked the correct episode.
But no, in fact, this person did show up on Discovery before in a short known as Runaway. And so for as a dedicated host of this podcast, I watched that short today.
Wasn't it the first
It was
short trek?
the first short trek, yes.
Okay.
Ah.
So short treks are these little, I'm telling the audience, I know you two know. Short treks are these little vignettes that they kind of filmed between seasons in order to generate hype for the show, act as little advertisements, and to give people some content in between the like longer breaks that like modern TV seasons tend to take. Because both they have shorter seasons and I don't know. They try to make things expensive. That's pretty much the only reason. As a fun aside, my cousin has directed, I think, 2 of these, but not this one, as far as I could tell. This short trek is called Runaway. It pretty much just has Tilly and this woman in it. There's a couple of extras, but no other main characters show up in it. Ooh, that's not right. Actually, the lizard guy shows up. The guy with the sick lizard guy from the bridge. He was in it for like a brief second. I don't know if it was the same actor though, because there's a lot of prosthetics. The basic gist of the short trek is that the queen, her name is Poe. She stows away aboard Disco. And Tilly is in the mess hall being hilarious because she's Tilly. She gets into a fight with the snarky replicator. It's good times. Turns out that like Poe's people can like do this kind of invisibility thing, and also she has death spines on her back. We don't get any of that in today's episode, but they come out a couple of times in the fucking short. But basically, she kind of stalks around the mess hall, invisible-ish, and Tilly's like, what the fuck? And then she like growls and does this weird kind of clicky insect-like language, but Tilly activates the universal translator, and Tilly's like, this is a universal translator, and Poe's like, I know what it is. I made one when I was 9. Like, shut the fuck up. And it's funny. Like, Poe is actually a pretty good character. She's kind of fun. And it was nice in the short trek because she actually got to be like, she got to have some interesting kind of stuff going on because apparently there wasn't a lot that went on in today's episode. So,
Just fuck off. You know there wasn't.
I never said that everything went on. I just said I liked it. This is where she, because during their little scuffle, the replicator gets all fucked up. So Tilly, like, so ice cream kind of shoots out of it, and like a plate of ice cream, like a bowl of ice cream, not like a fountain of ice cream. And this is where she tries ice cream, and then Tilly's like, yeah, you invented a universal translator. Well, did you invent an ice cream maker that makes a special kind of ice cream? No, you didn't, because you only discovered ice cream existed like an hour ago. So there. And again, it's actually, this little short is fun because A, you get Tilly at top snark, and B, you get Poe, who's actually a pretty good character. Poe, it turns out, is kind of trying to run away from her responsibility. Her coronation is the next day, which Tilly does not find out until the very end. And she's like, oh my God, you're the queen. Why didn't you tell me? And Poe's like, because of how you're reacting right now. When I tell people that I'm the queen, like, they act all crazy. Her planet is filled with dilithium. She is upset because greedy-ish, they're greedy, I guess. Greedy people are harvesting the dilithium in order to sell it to basically off-worlders, which is, in her opinion, and probably, in fact, hurting the planet, and not for good reasons. She, in order to help her planet feel better, because she has a deep, like, kind of like emotional bond to her planet, and that's not like preternatural bond or anything. She's just like emotionally very tight, like closely knit with her planet because she kind of grew up in this cave network, and it's just like it's emotional thing, not like a pseudoscience magic bullshit. But she's like, I have a lot, I'm very, very tightly connected to my planet. I don't want to see her get hurt. So she invents a recrystallization chamber for dilithium. And I don't know if that was mentioned. I think that was mentioned in this episode. Yeah. But it is mentioned in this short, and Tilly's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And yes, theoretically, being able to recrystallize dilithium would be like a monumental economic boon, because dilithium is like one of the very few resources that cannot be replicated, but is also vitally necessary, unlike fucking latinum, for like society to function in terms of warp travel. So like being able to suddenly rejuvenate this previously non-renewable resource is like a huge thing. So that's why she is like, her planet Zahia is like a politically very significant planet because of this. Basically because of A, how much dilithium is on the planet, and B, the fact that she's basically learned a way to recrystallize it, but is not telling like anyone how to do it. So therefore, like, if you want to be able to recrystallize your dilithium, you got to be on good terms with the queen. The theme of the short trek is like, responsibility and, being a good, being a good leader, but also being true to yourself and your desires, understanding that like she's going to be the queen. So it's her job to make sure that her planet and her people are safe. And as we kind of get a feel for in this episode, she's apparently doing a pretty good job, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it was, it's actually, if you ever get like 15 minutes to blow, it's a pretty good little short. I liked it. It was funny throughout. And, it was touching, and endearing, and very nice.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and despite Rob's apparent hatred of the Polynesian people, I thought it was very good.
What? I hate you.
I wish this character was in more things because she seems awesome.
I do too. She's like
fun.
Jet Reno level good.
But like also like she might be like too awesome to be a regular character.
You're not wrong. You get this feeling in like the short and a little bit here that she has some kind of like natural instinct toward engineering and technology in a way that humans don't. She like sniffs a part of the transporter in the short and like figures out how it works. Yeah, so it's kind of odd, but yeah, she might. I'd say she might be too competent, but they already have Paul Stamets, so like, what's the difference? So, all right, cool. She does once again make me regret every day that I do not belong to a culture that has facial tattoos, because I want a facial tattoo so bad.
Hey, nothing's stopping you, buddy.
Yeah, because a white person with a facial tattoo is a fucking Nazi. Like, those are my options, is to not have one or be a Nazi.
Or a criminal. It's fine.
So, all right. I guess when we get back, we will have a potpourri from Mr. Christopher.
Mr. Christopher. Sounds like an old-timey pirate speaking to the boatswain.
The boatswain.
The boatswain.
You're such a dork when you say it like that.
Fine, bosun if you want to be fucking about it.
You can't, if you're on a boat, the rule is you can't pronounce anything correctly. It's not a forecastle, it's a foxle. Like, figure it out.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's potpourri, since this is my last potpourri before the end of our current stint at Disco, I thought we'd do a little segment of what shit Reddit's saying. So I'd come across a little while ago a question posed to the Star Trek community about why people hate on Disco so much, and so I have accumulated various quotes, and I want to go through these with you and kind of get your thoughts on each of them.
How mad are these going to make me?
I mean, some of them are probably going to make you mad.
Okay.
All right. First one is Uterp Zonker. Sure. He said, it took a lot of big swings and missed more than it hit. It had an underdeveloped crew for a long time. Michael often felt less like a character in a universe and more like the center of the universe. He was often emotional in inappropriate times or places. Michael was pretty manipulative and inconsiderate towards others in a way that made me dislike her. Thoughts?
I didn't know what your username was.
Definitely not that.
I mean,
I don't agree. I do not agree with the general concept that this show is inappropriately emotional. I think it is emotional in ways that Star Trek has not been previously, but I have never been like, this scene shouldn't be sad. Not that like, there are certainly scenes of sadness that were like unearned, but not that they were inappropriately sad. Just like, all right, this is not you don't deserve this.
Yes. I don't disagree with you there. Yeah. Like inappropriate seems like the wrong word. It's more so like, I think they tried to make too many of those scenes and it lost all effect, kind of like this episode. So,
yeah.
But obviously we've espoused our thoughts on Michael being the main character plenty of times, especially in the last few episodes.
Yeah, there's definitely a focus on Michael, and I don't disagree with that. I don't know how I would agree that like the cast isn't fleshed out early on. Like
it's not.
It's
Michael.
And Stamets.
And Stamets, that's it.
Yeah, and Giorgio, well, I guess she dies.
And she's not even in half the episodes.
Lorca? No, the crew is just as fleshed out as...
No, it's not.
Like, everyone you just mentioned got more screen time and interesting character development than Travis did in the first 2 seasons of fucking Enterprise.
Enterprise, the crew was underdeveloped as well.
Pike had to, at like a critical juncture of this episode, take a break to say everybody on the bridge's name because we don't know any of them.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we don't know any of the random fuck extras in the background of like of any of the other fucking bridges either.
They are vastly underdeveloped compared to most other Star Treks.
I don't know that you can objectively say that because
I think you absolutely can objectively say that. None of them get the same like whole episode arcs that like all of the other Star Treks get, except for maybe Enterprise, which was also bad at developing characters.
But those are the only 2 we've watched so far.
But you have watched other ones.
Dude, I don't even know what any of the Bridgemen's singular favorite food are, even though they're allergic to it. That's unacceptable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, all right. So next one. No one must know my secret is the name of this user. I thought it was really interesting, and it explains how Starfleet could have a war with the Klingon Empire. Someone really screwed up. I was looking forward to how they show the Federation prison system, their path to redemption, and what they do with bad people. I was expecting a reformation system, psychological evaluations, a mix of breaking willpower through work and building up belief that the system works.
Jesus Christ!
The right way to do things in a progressive liberal utopia.
Wait, hold on.
Let me finish. Then you can comment. Nope. Immediate forgiveness, put right back on the ship she mutinied on, and sent to go fight Klingons. The writers obviously didn't understand what Trek was, and I kind of wrote that whole thing off there. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on.
She was on a prison transport.
Right, but like, hold on.
Hellhole.
I need to point out this guy's idea of a liberal utopia prison system where we talk about reformation and rehabilitation and work them till they break, and then we talk about maybe getting them back into society. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're just gonna throw that in the middle there? Break their willpower with hard labor is what he said. Okay.
So this is clearly a person that really enjoys Prison Architect and doesn't understand that it's a satire.
I just like, man. I was with him. But I was gonna be like, well, have you seen any of the other Star Treks that have prisons in them? Because it's never better in anything.
Yeah, it's not. No.
But then he's like, and break their willpower with hard labor. I'm like, whoa, man, what the fuck?
To be fair, it would have been an interesting story arc to see fucking Michael in prison during the Klingon War. But yeah.
You think she's the main character now, and that's what you wanted to say? Jesus Christ.
That's fair.
Yeah, you've seen Chronicles of Riddick, and just be that.
I've never actually seen that.
Oh, it's a good movie, actually. You should go see it.
You're just selling the idea for
it. It's a pretty good flick. Is it good? No, but it's pretty good. It's fun.
It's a fun ride. I like that
It was
movie.
a fun ride. I liked it better than Pitch Black because I found Pitch Black to be... Pitch Black insisted upon itself.
Oh my god, with that. Anyway, next one. This one by Elwood J.D. The melodrama mostly and lack of professionalism. I like my Star Trek to be a heavy dose of workplace competence porn.
I'm going to need that. I want to see what that person thinks about Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought
Because
you'd appreciate this one though.
because lack of discipline is so much worse on Strange New Worlds, and I bet that motherfucker loves Strange New Worlds. So
I mean, I don't know worse, but it's equally as bad. For sure.
no, it is definitely worse. Well, okay, it was worse until Pike showed up here, and then Pike brought his non-discipline with him because Pike's kind of shitty that way. Regardless, I don't know. Like, I guess like. Wait, what was the whole thing about competency porn? What did he say?
I like my Star Trek to be a heavy dose of workplace competence porn.
Okay. This show, more than anything that came before it, has some of the most competent people who have ever existed to the point where it was kind of hard to tell any interesting stories about them. So what the fuck is he talking about? Just because they like razz each other? Stamets is the most competent person that's ever existed, and it pisses me off. Like, it's a bad character because of it.
Yeah, I know what they're trying to get at, but like I don't think that it's stated properly. I think it's more so I think he's referring to the perceived lack of professionalism as opposed to competence. Because I don't think anybody on the bridge or the main character of the show lacking competence. It's mostly this person's whining about
right.
I don't know.
And I think
them
that
being
like
emotional.
And as much as I complain about it in kind of a like general concept, this is like the lack of competence, or excuse me, the lack of professionalism is generally because of their like kind of snarky, chummy attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% just 21st century television. Like there's no getting around that, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's that Joss Whedon style of storytelling where everything's got to be a joke. And like it certainly made some movies I liked. Don't get me wrong, but like this is how cultural art works. There's eras, and we are still in that era of quippy quip, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so like
Avengers.
yeah, like what can like I mean, I don't disagree that they're not professional, but also like you gotta that's like complaining that there's CGI in it because it's like of course there's CGI. It's fucking 14 or whatever when this show came out. Like
yeah, like let's be real. There's nothing more professional than loading a hologram up of your ship's like engineering manual and turning it into a dating simulator.
Nothing more professional than having 2 martinis while on duty.
Yeah.
As prescribed by the doctor.
Oh yeah. All right, next one.
The 60s.
This one by Sketchy D. I explain this to people often because when I say I have a problem with Discovery, I get hit with anti-woke stuff. Not a good start to this one. These are supposed to be Starfleet officers, supposedly some of the most competent and professional people in the Federation. Why the fuck are they hanging out their personal shit in the middle of a crisis? The issue is that they wanted to have all of this drama and character development along with trying to tell big stories with lots of high-stakes action, but then they didn't take the time to properly pace things. We had lots of dramatic scenes and character development in Past Track, but they happened when people weren't in the middle of trying to avert disaster.
That's provably false.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
They like Star Trek is by definition a show of people using their personal drama to solve the conflict of the week. Like that could be the subtitle of DS9. Like what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
All right, next one. This one by clearly a Star Trek nerd, NX73515.
Dork?
Yeah.
Is that the Defiance number?
Probably, I don't know.
Oh fuck! I might be the dork if I manage to pull that out. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
Okay. And his quote was, "It's another prequel. Spock gets a lost sister. She is the center of the universe. So much melodrama. The crew doesn't act professional at all. The burn. Lorca turning into a mustache-twirling villain the moment it was revealed he was from the mirror universe. Evil Giorgio and the crew basically adoring her. Section 31. There are some good things in the show, but there's just too much bullshit.
Frankly, I'm impressed that he thought that Lorca didn't start twirling his mustache until the Mirror Universe episodes.
Yeah, Lorca was kind of a dick from the get-go.
Yeah, but he did become more. I mean, that's the Mirror Universe, right? Like, that is the mustache twirling universe.
Well, and I mean, like, he was, but also I think Lorca, like, yeah, he did because, like, he had no facade to keep on, you know? Like, once
Right.
everyone found out he was from the Mirror Universe, he was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna be an asshole again. What was that
Right.
NX number?
NX 73515.
Oh, I don't know what that is. 73515?
Yeah.
Like, the funny thing is, I don't really care about the level of drama in this show. Like, I liked Discovery all the way through season 1, and I liked it through the first half of season 2. It's just been these last couple of episodes that have just not been enjoyable for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think melodrama is not the correct description of it. Although
I think
I'm with him on the Giorgio and the Section 31 being annoying. So
I think that, like, a lot of the concerns about these being, like, overly dramatic as compared to previous Treks and stuff is the fact that this is not a weekly reset kind of show.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
like,
they're actually trying to tell a story. The characters are evolving in meaningful ways. Like, that's going to not incur, that's not the right word, but like that's going to involve more drama, because drama is how
because
the
you can
world
set
works.
up more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so next one by Durkat Zifrager. My beef is simply that it 100% absolutely totally failed as a prequel. I actually kind of enjoyed season 1 as an interesting updated take on the franchise, until it became clear that it wasn't some kind of alternate universe, Kelvin timeline-esque parallel telling of the material. No, this is supposed to be a straight-up prequel to TOS. The bald amphibian Klingons, ships that don't have mirrors in the crew quarters because they're just packed full of hollow emitters instead, near instantaneous travel to anywhere. Half the bridge crew is cyborgs, androids, and augments so advanced they would make Geordi and Data hang their heads and retire in shame. A whole army of floating helper robots that hover around and fix things on demand. Say what you will about Enterprise. Oh god, I forgot about this part. Say what you will about Enterprise. That show at least nailed the concept of being a prequel. They walked the tightrope perfectly between making the show look primitive and clunky compared to TOS and TNG, but still
Perfectly.
futuristic and awesome compared to the reality of the early 2000s when it aired.
No notes.
So, like, the motherfucker obviously just remembers the ship because, I'm sorry, Enterprise failed at being a prequel because they just retconned all of the, like, things that other shows did first.
Yeah.
Like, the Ferengi and the Borg and Q, like, everything.
Right.
You know, they did a Q. And everything else. As far as his general complaints, I think that, like, there is people complain about how the Klingons look are fuck that shit. Those people are dumb. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, that is not a legitimate complaint in my book,
No.
because like
it's been
makeup is allowed to
40
change.
years.
Like,
yeah.
So,
right. It's
so the only
okay.
problem I have with them changing the makeup for the Klingons is I don't like what they changed it to. I thought
that's fine. You're allowed to not care.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
But, like, saying it fails as a prequel because the Klingons look a little different is stupid.
No,
As
the
far
tech
as
is what bothers me most.
some of it, the hologram stuff, I don't know. My issue is, like, I understand why they update the tech because it's trying to feel futuristic to people who are watching it in 2018 or whatever. And Star Trek did not have any technology that people in 2018 didn't think was quaint as shit. Okay. So yeah, the monitors are more cool and stuff. Yeah, they've got the little helper drones because they didn't have that shit back in the 60s. Yeah, I think that, like, those kinds of complaints are silly because it's ignoring the reality that, like, this is a TV show that was written in the 21st century by 21st century writers for a 21st century audience. So therefore, you can expect the, like, particulars of the show to be different. The hologram thing, the reliance on holograms, I did find odd. And, like, it is still that level of, like, well, this, people, the CGI, man, holograms are fun. But there's also a level of like, but we didn't need to do that. Like, no hologram no hologram shit that happened in this show needed to happen.
That's not even what bothers me about them. It's that after all of it, they had to go back and use the Enterprise as an excuse for why they removed all of the holograms. That's what bothers me about the holograms.
It's that retcon.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Retconny stuff kills me. Yeah, for sure.
My bigger issue is actually the whole thing with the spore drive. I find that to be silly, because like it didn't need to exist. Like
just cruising the mushroom highway, man.
And like that's whatever. Star Trek always has stupid shit. That doesn't bother me that much. But it's the fact that like problem. Yeah, like the idea that they possessed some kind of technology that was monumental to the war and needed to be kept secret and so on and so forth did not have to be a revolutionary traveling method that basically negates all traveling that comes later. It could have just been like a better phaser or whatever, and make it more exciting than that, I guess. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the spore drive thing.
Yeah. One of the things that really bothered me about today's episode was they had to hem and haw about whether they were going to be able to make this suit for Michael. The spore drive, we know, can already time travel the entire goddamn ship. Why not just do that?
Hey, wait, yeah. Hey, wait, hold on. Hey, wait, hold on. Hey.
Are you going to revise your
guys?
score?
Hey, fellas. Hey, remember when the spore drive could time travel the whole ship and they did that? Definitely, for sure. Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
Oh, man. All right, well, next. Don't love this username. Just going to put that preface out there. The Squandering Jew says, I found the writing to be abysmal. Past Star Trek shows explored a vast number of ideas and themes. Discovery explored trauma. That's it. All 5 seasons, every character, every plot, all it was about trauma. And it explored that by just having characters emote at each other like they were in a group therapy session instead of shipmates in a pseudo-military vessel. I know that's not everyone's take, but that's what it felt like to me. I actually thought season 1, once you got a bit of a distance from the pilot, and 2 were the only halfway decent ones because they hadn't fallen into the strict trap yet and the characters actually acted like people. The way I've convinced people of my interpretation is by challenging them to a hypothetical drinking game. Take a shot every time a character cries, stares into the distance with awe at something happening, explains a past trauma or their current emotional state, or does something purely based on emotions triggered by an earlier trauma. You'll black out before the end of every episode.
Yeah, because you just named 7 things I have to take a drink during. God damn it. It's like take a drink every time someone says something that's traumatic, or a character with a W in their name says something, or when you see the main screen. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I had the same thought. Yeah, all right, you named too many things there, Bo.
Like, if you had stopped at 2, I want to give it to you.
Yeah.
Also, Miles O'Brien, Jean-Luc Picard, Benjamin Sisko, like their entire arcs of growth were about trauma and,
for sure,
and growing after it.
Oh, there's literally not a single arc in TNG that isn't about trauma.
Right.
Like Worf, and especially when it comes to his kid, Geordi and his eyeballs was actually an arc. I don't know if y'all remember that. Data just trying to be fucking human. Like, yeah, it's all trauma because trauma is dramatic. Like, it's fine. The reason, and again, the problem is that people only, there's 2 things going on here. One is the filtering of like, well, I remember the stuff I liked from TNG.
Sure.
Bitch, you can name a dozen episodes you liked of TNG. There are 100 of them. Like, that's not a great record. B, like, again, it was a weekly reset show. So they could only get so deep on a character before they reset everybody to fucking happy-go-lucky.
Right, and shows in the 90s, like the 80s and 90s like that, they understood that their viewers, like, and I think that a lot of modern audiences don't really understand, like, this is going to make me sound really old, how TV worked back then, where, like, if you wanted to watch an episode of Star Trek that had aired several weeks before, I hope that you had your VHS record that episode because you didn't have any other way of watching it until the series got released on VHS.
Yeah, baby. Rent that bitch from Blockbuster.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Next
so
one.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah. All right. So 2 more. Next one's a short one. This is from Technician Few 5069. All the characters I liked were never explored, and I was tired of Michael by the end. Props to Vance, though, for being the most bearable admiral on Star Trek.
Which one's Vance?
I think he's the future one.
Oh, the sexy guy from The Mummy.
Uh-huh, yeah,
one of
One
the
of.
sexy guys from
One
The
of.
Mummy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right.
Yep.
Um,
Like,
Yeah, okay, fine.
yeah. All right. Last one.
I think, okay, at the end of this, I want to do our complaints.
I think we've all voiced our complaints.
No,
throughout the
sorry.
various episodes so
I
far.
think,
yeah.
because I want to voice one specific complaint. I think we should both come up with one, or all three of us should come up with one specific complaint. And I want to go first
Sure.
because I've already thought of it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, last one. This is from Times Zero. Firstly, while I've never been able to finish Disco despite multiple attempts, I'm happy for others if they enjoyed it, as I think art is subjective after all. Secondly, if nothing else, I really like Saru from what I have seen. The man feels like a classic Starfleet officer, and really, I think he should have been the captain of the show. I know he was for a time, but I mean the captain of the show. Thirdly, one of my biggest problems was I never bought Michael was Spock's adopted sibling. Granted, I think there was a seed of great story potential of having a human raised by Vulcans, but in execution, having it to be Spock's adopted sibling we never heard about until the show felt very contrived to me, and really, I think they would have been much better off to have her adopted Vulcan family be original characters instead. In fact, they had to fix these kinds of continuity issues by in-universe having the Discovery be classified, and changing the setting in Season 3 was really telling to me. It felt like the writers admitted they screwed up. Otherwise, it was just overly melodramatic and too bleak dark for my taste for what I'm looking for with Star Trek, which was pretty similar to my problems I had with Picard Season 1. My humble opinion, DS9 overall did a much better job of pushing the boundaries, but still largely staying true to Trek's vision of a better future.
I agree.
I don't disagree with any of that. I definitely think I think that making her Spock's sister was
Yeah.
one of those, all right, because of course it is, of course it's
Right,
going to
yeah.
be, because we just got off of watching Enterprise, and it's like, yeah, all right, of course it's that guy or whatever. That's just
Sure.
what that bothers me about prequels, and this show is not uniquely guilty of it in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
Like when Enterprise did the whole fucking augments shit. It's just like, all right.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I don't disagree that it would have been better if she had original parents. Not that she couldn't have interesting interactions with Spock still, because
Sure.
they are both in relatively unique scenarios.
Mhm.
But and maybe, see, that would have been good, because then Michael's adoptive parents could have known Spock's family,
Sure.
and so she could have they could have gone to Amanda for advice because they've got this human, and so that Amanda and her could still be close. There were plenty of opportunities there that would have been much more interesting as stories. I don't disagree with that. But however, they wouldn't be able to quote Alice in Wonderland as much. So,
All right. Well, there's a couple more here, but that's mostly repeats of what we've already been over.
So yeah, my complaint that no one else seems to come up with in these posts, which I feel like is kind of telling, is just how casually everything in this show is totally cool with some kind of war crime.
Oh,
it
that was going
happens-
to be my complaint.
It happens kind of
Well,
a
sort of.
lot. They're
a lot.
real willing to do some war crimes. And that doesn't stop when we get to fucking Strange New Worlds. This last season, there were some huge war crimes done. So I don't know. I find that to be kind of upsetting. And the fact that the people who complain about Discovery never seem to talk about that part, which makes me feel oh, okay, because your issue is that there's a woman in charge, not because there's
It's all
actually
the drama, Stanford.
or the drama. Yeah, your issue is that there's drama, and not the fact that oh, we're just gonna ignore this war crime that we're all doing right now. What the fuck?
My biggest complaint is in that same vein. It's that they took two things that are specifically anti-Starfleet, the Mirror Universe and Section 31, and tried to paint them as the anti-heroes in this whole story. And that is not what they were introduced into Star Trek for. I don't understand what Kurtzman's obsession is with Section 31, but like, it's really annoying. They're trying so hard to like paint Section 31 as this like, oh, it's a necessary evil kind of thing. Like, you know, there's still good guys who work for Section 31. It's not all like, you know, terrible evil people, but like it is. And it's a problem. Like, it's been painted as an adversary in every other Trek for a reason. Like, the whole point is that society thought they needed them, but they don't.
Yeah. So mine would be the always too high stakes of every season arc. Just like it's always the fate of the galaxy, the fate of the universe, the fate of every little living thing. You know, it's always
people don't really complain about that either.
It's always ultra high stakes, and it's just like it's fucking exhausting. Like,
yeah.
And I wonder how much of that is also 21st century storytelling, because like that's not unique to Star Trek. Like it's all
not absolutely
that
not.
shit.
Yeah,
that was a complaint we had about WoW back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, does it have to always be the end of the fucking world right now? Like, what are we doing?
Can we just slay a dragon and call it a day?
Kid's like, hey, this dragon's being a dick. Go get him. Oh, okay. He's tough, though. Go level up. Sure. That's all I need. That's all I needed. I didn't need, like, if you don't go kill this dragon, the entire fate of every sentient thing on the planet is at stake. But, you know, take some time for some side quests and dailies and stuff.
Gotta go collect that poop. Someone's gotta do it.
Someone's gotta do it.
All right. Well, that will wrap up the Potpourri for this episode. As Stanford mentioned at the top of the pod, please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, do all those things. Give Stanford some toaster oven recipes. So that's the real important thing I want to get across. And we'll catch you next time.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.